Nottinghamshire completed their 5th LV County Championship win of the summer to move back to the top of the table, while Lancashire lost for a 4th time to stay in the relegation places, but it could have so easily gone the other way as the visitors to Liverpool won by just 1 wicket right at the end of the 3rd day. This was a thrilling, pulsating and nail-biting game of cricket. Lancashire started day 3 on 55 for 2 for a slender lead of 19 runs, but began it well enough through their 2 international left-handers, Usman Khawaja and Ashwell Prince. With the pitch giving the bowlers plenty of encouragement throughout, this has been a fairly low-scoring match, and Nottinghamshire would not have been wanting to chasing anything beyond 200. Khawaja, who began the day on 29, became just the 3rd man in the match to make it to a 50. A 4th to 3rd man off Andre Adams took him there off his 78th delivery, that being his 7th 4, as these two took their partnership to 71, the total to 99 and the lead to 63. So Lancashire were effectively 63 for 3 when Harry Gurney came on to have Khawaja caught behind by Chris Reed after making 53. Stephen Mullaney then dropped a tough chance in the gully offered by new man Stephen Croft off Adams. One that didn't prove to be expensive, as in the next over, Croft drove at Gurney but straight to James Taylor at cover. The man Nottinghamshire now really wanted was Prince. Adams was having no luck as this edge off him flew through the slips, while this one went to ground and to the boundary again as the South African moved on to 45 out of his side's score of 140. Gurney was bowling an exceptional spell. He finally removed Prince with an LBW. Before, in his next over, he also had Tom Smith held in the slips by Alex Hales for a duck. Gurney had now bagged 4 wickets in a crucial 6-over spell. He'd taken 4 for 13 in 29 balls, in fact. Peter Siddle was on for the last time for the county this season, and he would have loved to have left with a few wickets of his own. Some of his deliveries were just too good. Glenn Chappell knew that this game was not over for his team yet. With deliveries like that, a lead of more than 150 would possibly test his opponents. He went after anything short, scoring 19 of a 7th wicket partnership of 28 with Joss Butler, made either side of the lunch break. Luke Fletcher was the man who appeared to be turning this game very much his side's way after he had Chappell taken by Samit Patel in the slips. Fletcher struck again at the start of his next over. Butler, who'd made 25, choosing the wrong ball to leave alone. And then, next ball, Kyle Hogg was well taken low down by Patel to leave the home side on 169 for 9 with a lead of only 133. But again, the game turned a fraction. Stephen Parry was brought into this match as Simon Kerrigan's replacement, and his first innings of the championship season once more offered his side a chance to win this vital match. He made 16 and shared in a last wicket stand of 36 runs with Kabir Ali. Ali was left on 20 when Patel was brought on to have Parry caught at mid-on by Adams. Lancashire had been dismissed for 205, Gurney taking 4 for 22 and Fletcher 3 for 33. That left Nottinghamshire a target of 170, and they had time to do it before the last day, which was expected to be affected by a low front coming over Liverpool. To ease any nerves, Notts needed a solid start, and both Mullaney and Hales found the boundary in knocking off 15 runs of that target. Chappell must have seen everything in this game, and he gave his side a chance by having Hales held by Andrea Agathangalu, the mode of that dismissal showing that getting 170 was by no means going to be a walk in the park. 26 runs came off the next 5 overs, but the visitors were left on 41 for 2 when Smith came on to remove Mullaney with an LBW. Smith has had a brilliant season, and he was celebrating again when Michael Lunn was eventually given out LBW to the all-rounder, with the score now on 50 for 3. That became 53 for 4 as Taylor nicked off to Smith, who'd now taken 48 wickets in this competition this summer, more than anyone else in the top flight. Nottinghamshire went to an uncomfortable tea break on 69 for 4, another 101 runs needed, and they now look to Patel and Ricky Vessels to ease the pressure. But after taking the total to 79 with some playing and missing, Patel on 21 drove Chapel to Croft. Kyle Hogg then thought he'd trapped Vessels in front. It wasn't given, much to the relief of the visitors. Given that Nottinghamshire have struggled to score many runs all year from their numbers 8 to 11, it was crucial for them that Vessels and Reed took their side as close as they possibly could. Each boundary would have lessened the heartbeat of the batsmen and those padded up in the dressing room. Vessels went after this ball from Hogg, but could only find Prince in the covers. He was out for 28 with a total on 116 for 6, just 54 more now wanted. As it turned out, this was one of the many big moments of an incredible final session, an edge from Reed falling just short of the slips and for runs. Chapel, never one to give up, now banged one in short. Siddle could only fend it away to Croft, and his last innings of the season ended with a duck. So now Lancashire were the favourites, having reduced their opponents to 119 for 7. And new man Fletcher was finding Chapel et al. No easier to face than the rest. Having lost a thriller to Warwickshire last time out, Notts knew that they simply couldn't afford to lose this game as well, and Reed played a marvellous captain's innings. As the shadows lengthened at the end of a remarkable day's cricket, he and Fletcher saw out 67 minutes, 17 overs, and they seemed to have done enough. Just 7 runs were required when Fletcher, who'd done so well for his 18, edged a rising ball from Ali to Smith. Adams came in with 5 balls of the over left. Nothing came from the first 2, and to the third he got enough on this shot, the ball flying wide of mid-on to the boundary. So now there were only 3 runs left to get, and Adams, who knows only one way to bat, whatever the situation, threw the bat again, the ball flying over the keeper, but not as far as the boundary. 2 runs meant that the scores were now level, and surely there was only one winner now. Think again. Adams went for a big shot once more, top-edged, and was caught in the deep by Parry. What made it worse for Notts was that the batsman crossed, and now last man Gurney would be on strike. There can't have been a nail left anywhere in the ground. Gurney's heart must have been pumping when he came out, but he drove a full-length delivery from Chapel through the covers, and Nottinghamshire had done it. Reed looked calmer than anyone, but he had a massive grin on his face as he left with 40 runs to his name after surviving for nearly 2 hours. How important that knock turns out to be come the end of the season, only time will tell, but the 21 points gained from this match takes his side back to the top of the table, 11 points clear of Somerset, 16 ahead of Yorkshire and 20 ahead of Warwickshire, who also won inside 3 days in Durham. Yorkshire and Warwickshire both have a game in hand on the top 2. Lancashire will be happy with Durham's defeat. Their 4 points from this thriller sees them 11 points adrift of safety, but having played a game more than those immediately above them.